This is day 2. So we're here at the BART station, taking a train from Fremont to San Francisco. No, to what's the station name?
We are actually on our way to San Francisco, but we will be getting down at Embarcadero Station. That's the stop where we will be getting down.
And then there's a card which we have to actually clip our card, which there's only one card per person, so you can't use the same card for 2 people, so you have to purchase a separate card for if you're traveling 1 or more. This is the first time we're actually purchasing and loading a card, so just trying to figure out how to do this. So you can see there's an option to buy the card by using coins, dollar bills, or debit or credit card. We're trying to see if Apple Pay works because it's a safer option than using a credit card, but it doesn't look like it's working. So we proceeded to use cash, and let's see what option. And there you go, it worked. It's called a clipper card, and as mentioned before, every person needs their own separate cards. Sometimes some subways you are able to use the same card with multiple swipes, but then in San Francisco, or at least what we were told, is each individual will require their own card. And here Yash was checking the chart to see how much money we need to load onto the card for a return trip from the Embarcadero station back to Fremont. So we enter our payment method, then tap the card, and then it tops up to how much ever amount we have entered. So we've come to the platform now from where we will catch our train. Our train is scheduled to arrive in 10 minutes. Not sure why the board looks all wonky in the video.
8-car three-door trains for OAK Airport Richmond in 9 minutes.
Here, our train has arrived. Doesn't look like it's too crowded from the outside. Let's see. Yeah, pretty empty. Plenty of seats available. Let's see where we want to sit. So we went through the tunnel, and looks like our stop is also underground. So we just got off.
Two-door Ghirardelli City train now boarding last morning run.
Finally, we have come to Embarcadero and on our way out, exiting the station so that we can walk to our first stop, which is the Lombard Street or the Crooked Street. And that's around 1.4 miles walking from this station. So it's not too bad. Let's see how fast we get there.
So we have stepped out of the station into the downtown area, and here you can see the tram. So it's been about 15 minutes since we started walking from the station and came across this very interesting pyramid-like building. And there are a lot of city bikes like this. A lot of people in the city take these to go from one place to another. While walking towards the Lombard Street, we realized that we're actually very close to Chinatown. So we took a slightly different route so that we can pass through the Chinatown of San Francisco. The whole of Jackson Street is the Chinatown.
If any of you like Chinese food like the way we do, then you should definitely make it a point to come to the Chinatown area of this city.
We are planning to go here. 5 for 10.99 t-shirts to check out. So even though it's 11:30 in the morning, I had to stop at this House of Dim Sum's store. It is very crowded and looks like they have a wide variety of dim sums to choose from. So definitely going to try some. And of course, there are some other stores and restaurants with different types of and varieties of food, but definitely looks like a busy street.
What did you get?
Chicken and cilantro shrimp dumplings.
Oh, two of them.
Chicken, orange chicken. I couldn't resist. And after having those delicious dumplings, we are again headed towards Lombard Street. We are crossing through the entire Chinatown. Still continuing on Jackson Street. You can see how steep these roads are. We're climbing up towards Lombard Street. So we climbed down this way. So there was like a downhill. Now we're slightly going uphill again. Again towards the Crooked Street. And you can see all these different houses. Each building is different from the other. And as usual, you can see Teslas every second car. You can see a tram coming. And these trams take you through the city. They have different trams, going to different locations. So you just have to know. But this service is also available throughout the city. It's definitely tiring climbing up the hill, but totally worth it. We love walking in the city. Look at this. We are currently. It's quite windy in the city. San Francisco is known for it being pretty windy throughout the year. We are actually just about starting the Lombard Street. Just round the corner is where the actual Crooked Street will start. So if you see the center, it looks like there is a huge drop. That's how steep the Crooked Street is. You can see the bay.
Street right there.
Starting on the right. So this entire street down Crooked is the Crooked Street. A lot of cars lining up to go. Okay, so we're walking down the Crooked Street now. So all the cars can pass from the center, and there is a walkway, steps on the side, each side, and we can climb down. And you can see there are a lot of tourists throughout the street. The residential buildings here. So the speed limit is like 5 or 10 miles an hour on this street. You can see the view of the entire city. Look at this vehicle. So when you come to the midpoint, you can actually see the entire Crooked Street. Full of pretty flowers. So pretty. So this is like a very hot spot to take pictures. And you can see this is the other side. So you can see a lot of tourists taking pictures over there. There's definitely a better view from the bottom of the street. So now we're headed towards Ghirardelli. It is about 0.4 miles from the Lombard Street. So definitely worth a visit. So getting a license in California, driver's license, is one of the toughest in the country, because you can see they have a very specific way of parking because it's all hills, most of the places in California. So even when they park, the wheel has to be turned in a certain way so that the vehicle locks itself when it's parked. So it's only about 0.4 miles from Lombard Street, but it's pretty, because of the slopes, you end up like your speed is a little slow. You passing through the Francisco Park.
Oh, it's nice. Those buildings are nice. I like those buildings.
There's a dog park at the Francisco Park. All these dogs playing. It's very interesting to see that throughout the city you'll find buildings with different colors or even different shapes. Haven't noticed that too much in other cities. So here we are. Here is the Ghirardelli chocolate factory almost, and then there's the square entrance. So we are heading towards that. There are multiple entrances to the square, but this was the closest for us from Lombard Street. We plan to sit here, rest here for a little bit, and maybe grab some Ghirardelli ice cream. So this is the center of the square. Again, it has several different stores, some souvenir shops, of course some ice cream shops. They actually also have their own brewery, which we will show you in a little bit. You notice people people definitely layering up, just because it does get a little warm when you're walking around the city, but it gets cold when you're close to the bay or towards the evening.
Wow, all the chocolates. And they have written what kind: baking, intense dark.
They have all the assorted Ghirardelli squares to choose from. You can actually create your own mix and match packet to take home or gift anyone.
You can also order some sundaes and ice creams over here. So they have like a small cafe.
There are some pre-packaged Ghirardelli squares. They are about $40 per piece, so it is quite expensive, of course.
Oh, they have another chocolate experience. So we are now getting some assorted chocolates from here.
You can
You can grab a bag and then take from any of these and then wait at the end, and then based on the weight.
They charge us.
So of course when you come to Ghirardelli, we can't leave without getting some chocolates. Okay guys, stay in one place. We are leaving. Wait, where is the bathroom? Bathroom in the urgent.
So we're just walking around the square, exploring the different stores, restaurants, or breweries that they have over here. Up ahead, you can see there's a store for wines, cigars, and spirits. And then over here, you can see the sitting area is actually a part of a brewery. So they have a brewery down there on the right, and there's a sitting area for that brewery over here. They have restrooms available over here, and they were quite clean as well. Here's the menu of the brewery. They seem to have a lot of beers on tap, and they're all locally brewed. Here is the view outside the Ghirardelli Experience Cafe. We got ourselves a sundae, which is decadent and very filling for two. And after that delicious and yummy dessert, we are headed out of the Ghirardelli Square. We're actually going to go across and enjoy the view of the bay. So here we are. This is right opposite the Ghirardelli Square. They've made it into a beach, and they have a certain area of the water blocked off where you can swim. You can see a couple of kids in the water as well. And from here we will make our way to the Fisherman Wharf and Pier 39, from where we actually have our boat ride to the Alcatraz prison tour. So stay tuned for the next video.